Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to each and everyone who is attending today's second live streaming session of the one and only Harsh. So, I hope everyone is present, everyone is good to go, and we will be starting very shortly. But before that, I always want to make sure that people are able to hear my voice and people can see my face. Because I need to make sure there are no technical glitches taking place. I think we are good to go. Perfect. So let us start today's second live streaming session by giving a quick introduction about myself. I am Harsh. I have 8 years of trading experience. I have been trading the forex market, the commodity markets like oil, gold, silver, as well as the US based indices such as the S&P 500, the Dow Jones 30, and the Nasdaq 100. Currently, we are also looking at the Indian share market, whereby we analyze the Indian blue chip indices such as Nifty and Sensex, and also analyze for trading opportunities in Indian individual stocks. I am more of a technical trader. I specialize in technical analysis such as supply demand, price action, order flow analysis, swing analysis, wave analysis, and Fibonacci retracement analysis. Now, when it comes to technical analysis, the field is so vast and expansive, but the categories that I have mentioned previously are the ones that I would be, focusing more upon. I have been blessed to be and fortunate enough to be a part of a community of people who used to work as flow traders on the Chicago Mercantile. So, under their guidance, I have been able to gain a lot of valuable experience when it comes to the financial markets. I have been successful in handling $25 million dollars worth of portfolio, and on top of that have also been able to generate around 30 to 35% of profitability on an annual basis. The reason for me sharing all the necessary information is so that you can be rest assured that the information that is being provided to you is coming from someone who has the right set of knowledge, the right experience, and the right experience when expertise, sorry, when it comes to the financial markets. So here we at Dolphin Markets are providing you with valuable content, correct? Content in terms of analysis, in terms of hot stock recommendations, that is money making opportunities, as well as education, correct? So when you're getting a trifactor bonanza of such high value content, it is in your best self interest that you should be a part of Dolphin Markets, that you should be attending Harsh's live streaming sessions. All right. So let me start today's session by asking you a very important question, right? Do you think it is possible to make money in the financial markets? Do you think it is possible? If yes, you can type one in the chat box. And if you feel that maybe Harsh, I don't think we can make money in the financial markets, for those people, you can type two. Remember, our live streaming sessions are based more on an interaction basis, correct? Yes, Harsh will be doing most of the talking, but when it comes to me asking you questions, I would love it if you could, write in the comment box your queries, your questions, or even the answers that I am asking you in terms of questions, correct? So it would be wonderful if you could have an interaction so that I could gauge and understand how many people are able to understand how well the communication is taking place and how well I can benefit the entire community. So, coming back to the question, is it possible to make money in the financial markets, or do you think it is tough? So, for those people who said, yes, Harsh, it is possible, very good. Yes, it is possible to make money in the financial markets, but I do understand the concern that a lot of people would be having who are attending this particular live streaming session, and that is, Harsh, we have heard of people who are making money in the markets, but we are not aware by ourselves in terms of making such great returns. Maybe we do not have the right information, we do not have the right education, we do not have the right mentor who can guide us through the financial market. So that is exactly what Harsh from Dolphin Markets is providing you. We are providing you with high value content in terms of analysis, how we are analyzing the share markets of various stocks. We are providing you with earning opportunities, correct? Earning opportunities by providing you with hot stock recommendations, and we also provide you with education, correct? So when such information is being provided to you, you can take benefit of these sessions by making sure you are attending all our live streaming sessions. To those of you who have been consistently attending our live streaming sessions, a huge round of applause, because you are showcasing that you are dedicated to learning and earning together, correct? So we on a consistent basis all the way from 18th of September is when we have been showcasing you by providing you with hot stock recommendations. Whenever a hot stock recommendation is observed by me, I will make sure to provide you to this beautiful community at the earliest, correct? So that is the reason I keep emphasizing whenever you are attending Harsh's live streaming sessions. First, be present for all the live streaming sessions, and second, keep your trading account open so you can copy paste the parameters of entry and profit target and position sizing when it comes to making money. Remember, we are providing you with the stock, we are the name of the stock, we are providing you with the entry, we are providing you with the 5% profitability target. For those of you who are asking, but Harsh, what about the first and the second target? While since our main objective is to take consistent trades and make consistent returns, we are focusing on the 5%, because over the span of the last 2.5 months, we have observed that the 5% profitability is consistently being able to achieve our target, and it is happening on a regular basis, correct? So rather than being right and being able to make an extra few percentages above the 5%, we rather take more trading opportunities and make more in terms of profitability. All right, so on a daily basis, we have on a daily and consistent basis, we have been providing you with hot stock recommendations, right? With today, we have been provided with two hot stock recommendations. All right, so we had provided you with Arcade Ply. Arcade Ply is basically into the wood manufacturing sector, correct? And we have been provided you with GGBL. We will look at these two stocks as well in terms of what was the reason for providing you with these two particular hot stock recommendations. But the main purpose is for you to understand that as and how any stock is identified as a possible opportunity, we will provide it to you, provided you are consistently attending our live streaming sessions, and second, keeping your trading account open so that you can take the trades along with us. All right, now with the hot stocks provided to you, let us shift to the main crux of what is the backbone of the live streaming session, is to showcase that yes, profits can be made in the financial markets, and not just average profits. We are talking of very fabulous return on investments, right? So currently, as you can see, you wouldn't believe, but we have been sitting at almost with an updated percentage profitability, that is 193. It is insane when it comes to such kind of returns, but it is possible if you really believe, and you since especially for those people who have been attending all the way from the beginning of these sessions are aware that Harsh as well as Dolphin Markets are providing us with such good and clear cut, parameters of just following steps in terms of instructions. When Harsh is telling you to take an entry, we take an entry. When Harsh is telling us about closing our trades for profit, we close profits. We close profits and we make money, correct? So if I had to ask you another question, do you think it is possible for you to make such kind of returns by yourself? And the answer would preferably be no, correct? I mean, how many of you have been able to see such kind of returns? I mean, based on a personal experience, I'm sure very few, maybe, if not zero, but very few would be, able to achieve such kind of returns. Remember, we are not taking trades based on gambling. We are providing you with a clear cut structure in terms of when to enter, when to place your targets, and what is the position size. Whenever we focus on any particular hot stock recommendation, we are always and always informing you with the most important parameter. Yes, entry and target is provided to you, but we provide you with the most necessary information, and that is going to be position sizing. So always make sure whenever hot stock recommendation is provided by us, we will mention to you the position size, because we are not into gambling. We are into structured and systematic method of trading. We want to take trades consistently, and we want to book trades consistently so that we can make good amount of money, correct? So coming back to the analysis sheet, as I was showcasing, we have been diligently providing you with all a very clear and detailed structure layout of trades taken and trades squared off at a profit, right? So we are currently sitting at 193 right from the beginning of our live streaming sessions, right? That date back all the way to mid of September. Today's title that is mentioning about our 91 profitability. So everyone who can see my screen, sorry for the coloration, but there is a reason why there is, there is the colors have been denoted. But nonetheless, if I do highlight the values, you can clearly see that we have been sitting at a 91% profitability in the month of November. Remember, we still have 2 days today included. November is having 30 days, with tomorrow being the 29th as the final day for November. We still are, 2 days into accomplishing November, and we're sitting at a 91. Imagine the power of profitability that we have been able to generate for you. With such kind of profitability, people are able to generate maybe on not even on an annual basis. It takes an average investment to double itself in almost 3 years. We have proved ourselves again and again, day after day, week after week, month after month, that with such incredible values, first and foremost, it is possible to make money in the financial markets. And second, it is possible to make fantastic returns in the markets, provided you are attending our live streaming sessions and you are following the trade recommendations that we are providing. There are two aspects when it comes to people who are attending live streaming session. The first segment of people love to hear what Harsh says. I get a lot of positive comments telling that, Harsh, you are so great in explaining, and you simplify things so easily. Even the most complex of things, concepts, you are able to explain us in a very easy manner. But they do not take action, and that is what is, not a good thing. And then we have the second segment of people who love what I'm talking, who appreciate the efforts that I'm putting, but they take action. We are here for people who are willing to take action. We want people to get onboarded onto dolphin markets and to subscribe to our services in the form of these live streaming sessions, because since our value is very high rated and very valuable, the live streaming sessions that we would be conducting as of now would be transitioning from the public streaming sessions to the private streaming sessions. We have been in the process of marketing and creating awareness amongst people in the Indian community, and we have been doing it for almost a couple of weeks. So it's going to be available for everyone, but only for the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? 1 to 2 weeks, and after that we would be shifting completely private. So take this opportunity to learn more about the services that we are providing, and how Harsh is able to analyze and provide you with hot stock recommendations so that you can make money. But most importantly, it is the right time to get onboarded onto dolphin markets, because from the second or third week onwards after this week, we will be going private. So make sure to get onboarded onto dolphin markets. Now let us get back to the session, and very important question that I had is, do you people want to make a little bit of money, or do you want to make a lot of money? I'm sure everyone will be having a similar answer. And the answer would be, of course, Harsh. Who wants to make little money? Everyone is here to make lots of money. And is it possible to make lots of money? The answer is yes, it is possible to make. But for that, you have to make sure that you attend these live streaming sessions, because that is where you will be provided with instructions in terms of how to make money consistently, right? We are here for the long run. We do not we do not want to boost our potential, our potential and prowess, but we are proving it, based on our sheets, that it is, yes, first and foremost, possible to make money in the markets, and second, not just possible to make money, but it is possible to make fabulous returns in the markets, right? With a cumulative profitability of 193 percentage. And with this month, I'm talking about the month of November, with the values that you can see on the bottom left corner, we are already sitting at a profitability of a cumulative profitability of 91 percentage. All right, so how wonderful is that? Let us go now and look at the screen, sorry, trading view, and we will be looking at in terms of how the watch lists, which watch list is nothing but the trades that have been running, that we have been providing to you, right? So basically, we have been maintaining two analysis sheet. One is called as stock tracking, the other one is called as stock holding. So stock tracking is the one that I showcased. Let me show to you once again. This sheet is called as stock tracking, where trades have been taken and trades have been squared off. And the other sheet is where the trades that we have provided to you are still running in the markets, right? Since the markets run on probabilities and not on certainties, you have to be aware that we as analysts and traders are doing our best due diligence when it comes to analyzing and providing you with the most high probability trades. But sometimes there are factors which are out of our control, correct? There are many microeconomic factors as well as macroeconomic factors. So when such events take place, it is not in our hands, and there might be a further correction in stock prices. But that is where we come into place, where we inform you that it's do not you do not have to worry. Like I say to everyone, correct, when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. We provide you with advancements in terms of we provide you with improvisations, how you can add trades so that even in a correcting market you can still make money. And I will show you examples on that as well. So let us go back to trading view and let us quickly have a look in terms of, first and foremost, the two hot stocks that have been provided today, correct? So which are the two hot stocks? Come on, I hope everyone is not sleeping. We want people to be active, and we want people to be, interactive, active as well as interactive, correct? So we have provided you with Archiply and GGBL. Let us quickly have a look at those stocks, all right? So Archiply, as you can see, with the entries provided to you, yes, the prices have not yet returned to our areas of entry. The prices have just shot out, but nonetheless, we will be keeping an eye, and you are provided with all the parameters of entry and 5% profitability, right? For people who have still not taken the trade, you can take a screenshot of this particular, or you can take a screenshot of this particular hot stock, stock holding, correct? So please take a picture of this at the earliest. I'm giving you 5 seconds, all right? Five, four, three, two, one. All right. So coming back to trading view. So I hope the yellow mentioned boxes, right, were the trades that have been provided as of today. Based on the charts, we can see that the prices have not yet returned to our areas. One second, let me just open an arrow. So the prices were provided today. The prices still haven't retraced to the blue color range. Remember, we are not providing you with a level, we are providing you with a range. So the range is between 110 and 115. The prices have not yet retraced back to our area of entry. While coming to GGBL, my colleague, my fellow analyst, Mr. Aditya, who is great in fundamental analysis, had provided to you with an entry on GGBL as well. Let me just mark the levels for you so that you are aware, correct? So being today the 28th, let me just first go to the daily. So being today 28 GGBL. So the value of GGBL is between 415 and 420. Let me just mark it quickly, right? So we have it between 415 and 420, correct? As well as in terms of the 5% profitability, we will be looking at 436 and 441. So let me change it. It's going to be 436 and 441. Let me just quickly make sure, double check the values are correct. Yes, the values are perfect. In terms of position sizing, I know everyone is aware, but I still have to make sure that people are clear, correct, when it comes to the position sizing, and it's always for now going to be between 10 to 15%. All right. So we have provided you with the entry and the 5% take profit. All right. So let me just type it so that people are able to understand. Remember, we have been having people joining our community and we have been getting a lot of positive feedback and a lot of interest from our beautiful community members. So we want to make sure that we are able to inform each and every member of our community, right? I do not want to miss out on anyone because everyone is coming with the focus of making money in the markets and are, taking are purchasing our services. So we want to make sure that we are able to provide you with the best valuable content, correct? So make sure, for people who haven't entered, these are the parameters, correct? Let me just quickly tell it to you one last time. We are planning to enter on GGBL. It is Ganesh Green Bharat Limited. What is the company into? The company is basically engaging in the manufacturing of solar module as well as supply, installation, testing and commissioning of solar and electrical goods and services, right? So basically it is into manufacturing of solar and electrical equipment. So it is coming into the electronic technology as well as semiconductors. For anything to run on solar, there is a huge requirement of semiconductors, right? So it is very important to have a good information in terms of understanding before you take a trade, right? So we want to make money, but we want to also be educated about what the stock is all about. So GGBL, Ganesh Green Bharat Limited. All right. So the entry for 1 second. So the entry is going to be between, as mentioned, 415, between 415 and 420, and the 5% is going to be between 436 and 441 with a position size between 10 to 15%. All right, I hope everyone is clear with that. Let us go to the other trades which we had provided to you. We had provided to you with a hot stock recommendation on D-Dave Plastic. For anyone who has missed it, you should not be missing it. These are examples where you end up making more than what you had expected. Let me show you how. This particular hot stock that was provided to you, I'm talking about this one. Let me change the color so people are aware. Let me change it to all right, cyan, sky blue color, right? So D-Dave Plastic that was provided to you on 21st of November. 21st goes back to last Thursday, exactly 1 week prior to today. We had provided to you with a hot stock recommendation on D-Dave Plastic, and that has been able to attain not 5, not 10, but 13%, right? Even based on the charts, as you can see, the prices have skyrocketed like there is no tomorrow. Based on technical analysis as well, we were clear because prices were between a bearish channel. And like I keep informing to all our beautiful members of the community, since the first two sessions are based on providing you with more trading recommendations, the more trading recommendations we can provide, the more money you can make, correct? So but the third session goes or is more based on education. During those education live streaming sessions, I have informed to you again and again on structures that work wonders, and one of those structures is none other than bearish channels. Whenever the prices are oscillating between channels, there is a tendency, whenever the prices come to the corners of the channel, they repeat in terms of they bounce because they have to be between the channel. The trade idea that was provided to you between 270 and 273 has done wonders by going right to the opposite side of key resistance, right? So the key resistance was right around the 311 area approximately, correct? And we have made phenomenal returns, right? We do look to make a modest 5% per entry, but sometimes the market conditions are so favorable that we end up making much more than we could possibly imagine, correct? So 13% is, let me just check. Yes, 13% is the return that has been made on this particular hot stock. For those people who are holding the trades since previous levels as well, let me just make sure that I can provide you the levels. Yes, there are a couple of trades running on GDF Plastic, with the first trade provided to you on 19th of September. The second trade was also provided to you, and eventually the third trade, which we had currently provided to you yesterday on 21st, sorry, has achieved the desired profitability level. This is the power of hot stock recommendations, correct? That is why I keep emphasizing for you to be a part of Dolphin Markets, for you to be a part of Harsh's live streaming session, because that is where you can earn and you can learn, correct? When the combination of earning and learning connects, it is once in a blue moon kind of effect, which is basically phenomenal. You're able to get a lot of knowledge, and not just get a lot of knowledge, you are able to get a lot of profits as well. So we talked about DDF Plastic. Let us look at the other examples of the hot stocks. We were looking at NFL. Now these stocks have done phenomenal. We have made, let me just check in terms of NFL. We had made again for this particular stock not just 5%, but we were able to accomplish almost 9%. So let me show it from in terms of prices. Actually, it's gone more than that. Prices have come to a very important key area of resistance as well, around the 120.5 area, correct? So prices are right inside it with the hot stock that was provided to you on 25th. Today being 28th, 25th was Monday. The start of the week had started with a bang, all right? So 25th, that was the time when it was provided, with the entry being around 110 to 113. So 25th is here. Let me just make sure the lines are correct. Yes, it is this, with the entry being between 110 to 113, correct? I am more of a pictorial person, correct? So I love to have descriptions on the chart, and I know a lot of you do it as well. And because it makes it very interactive and not too monotonous in terms of showing you more of Excel sheets. Analysis sheets. Analysis sheets are important as well, but we are here to make money, and we want to see the money being made, correct, on the charts. So the trade that was provided between 110 to 113 has done fantastically well. Like I said, it's given us not just 5%, but more than that, correct? 9% is what we have been able to generate, plus or minus around the 9%. When it comes to technical analysis, again, most importantly, please do understand, when we are providing with hot stock recommendations, that is the time we would be talking more about the functionality of the company and which sector it falls into, right? But since these trades have been done and dusted, I'm just giving you a small recap in terms of the profitability that is being able to be made. We had looked at IP rings, and IP rings had started on a good positive note when the markets had opened today. But currently, as of now, with IP rings being into the producer manufacturing, correct? So it is basically engaging in the provision of manufacture of auto components. So we will keep an eye on this as well. The support area that had been holding quite extensively, right, around the 192 area, is currently being tested a lot and is being pierced. But let us see, we still have another around 50 sorry 40 minutes for the markets to continue in terms of the English share market. So we will keep an eye on this particular hot stock as well, and will update you if a requirement has to be carried out in terms of an improvisation, right? But looking at it, we did had provide the opportunity to enter long on 12th. The prices had come very close to our target, but sometimes, sometimes the market gives us more than what we had expected, and sometimes the market just comes a little closer to our target area before reverting back down. So the markets are unpredictable, right? And that is the reason why majority of the people who enter into the financial markets are not consistently profitable, right? There is a saying in English that even a deadlock is correct two times in a day. Let me repeat it again. The saying goes as this: a dead clock is correct two times in a day. Even a dead clock is correct two times in a day. What does that mean? That there might be people who might be making random profitability a couple of times here and there, right? Because the markets can only travel in three directions, whether the markets can be bullish, the markets can be bearish, or the markets can have a neutral sentiment. So there might be people who can be making money, but we are here to make money consistently. How can we make money consistently? We can make money consistently by taking trades consistently. So consistency is the key when it comes to profitability and long-term profitability, right? We are taking trades, as many trades as possible, based on the market scenarios and based on our strategies. And once the prices are coming closer to the targets, and when we book the targets, that's how the money is being generated. So coming back to IP rings, as I was mentioning, with the price currently sitting and testing the support area at the 192.5, we will keep an eye on this. Punawala had been fantastic. Yes, I was talking to you all in the first live streaming session where we were keeping a very close eye on this particular stock, with the prices adjusting and flying. But the prices had come close to the target area, very close to the target area, correct? We were looking at an appreciation of almost 4.7, give or take, right? Approximately 4.7% profitability was being achieved. It is still sitting at a profitability of 3.6. So we are still away by around 1.4%, right? So that 1.4% is what we will be keeping an eye for, and I will update you about this particular hot stock as well as in how it's moving. But in terms of the entry provided between 360 and 365, we have done pretty phenomenal, right? When it comes to prices going in our favor. And this is the reason why I keep telling you that yes, even though the markets are correcting, we are providing you with additional entries because we want to improvise, right? Let me just delete this line. All right. We want to improvise. The markets, sorry, the markets are based on probabilities. The markets are not based on certainties. So that is the reason, as in how the market conditions are improvising, we also adapt to those improvisations, correct? So we provide you with advanced updated entry levels which can make you more money the moment the prices turn and go in our favor, correct? And Poonawala has been a very illustrative example, correct? Based on that condition. Poonawala, for all those people, it comes into the finance sector. It is a non-banking finance company, right? We have talked a lot about it, that it engages in the provision of asset, consumer, and MSME financing. So this was mainly about Poonawala. Let us quickly have a look at Evantel. The trades taken on Evantel, two trades were provided. They have done phenomenal. The prices are slowly encroaching towards the average price. I mean, the average price has already been surpassed. People who have trades running on 24th of October around the 170 level are already net positive, right? Based on entry number one, entry number two, and entry number three. So prices are currently sitting at 156.8 area, and the targets have been achieved. So you are net positive for this particular trade as well. You can take the call to close the trade as well. Looking at RBL Bank, yes, the prices are currently going sideways since the beginning of the week, which was on 25th. We have been seeing more of a consolidation phase. So we will keep an eye on this, but please be aware that the prices are sitting right inside an important area of support. So let me just change the color of support. All right, sorry, flip. An important area of flip zone. So the prices are consolidating around the flip zone, that is around the 160 level. We want to see the prices being able to create a structure that breaks this particular flip zone, right? Let me just correct it. Yeah, so this particular flip zone area has to be taken out, and based on it is when we can expect prices to continue up to the next area of resistance. Prices are generally, being controlled or manipulated on the basis of supply and demand. How much of demand is in the market, how much of supply is in the market based on particular levels, correct? And those supply demands are also considered to be more or less as support and resistance areas. So the prices generally have a tendency to act as a ping pong ball, right? I hope everyone has played ping pong where the ball is in the middle and the ball keeps traversing around the corners, and there are two slabs which have to be moved. So prices will generally travel in a ping pong direction. In terms of its movement, yes, it's bearish in nature, with the prices still creating lower highs and lower lows. Currently, the prices are just in the form of a correction. So the next resistance, that is around 175 area, will be important, because that is the place where we would want to see whether prices are able to continue up or there might be a correction down. But nonetheless, price has achieved the 5% profitability for people who have taken entry 2, correct? So we have made 5% profitability. Entry 1 is still running, and the average price for entry number 1 and entry number 2 is around the 177.5 area. So we will keep an eye on this and will update you as and how the market conditions are changing for this. Coming on to the next one, which is Hind oil. Hind oil was provided to you. We had provided to you with an additional trade recommendation on Hind oil. It was provided to you on 26th, right? So Hind oil, that was provided to you on 26th of November, 2 days back, with the mentioned parameters of entry, correct? So looking at Hind oil, let me just make sure. Yes, so prices have been on their way towards target. Currently, Hind oil has started to show some kind of optimism, right? Why is there an optimism right now? Because of, first and foremost, there is a positive sentiment when it comes to the FIIs. We will be talking about that as well, but first, let me just make sure that people are aware. We had provided you on Hind oil on 26 between the levels of 190 and 192. The prices have been sitting and have been starting to showcase bullish sentiment. We have been talking about this particular information that is very crucial for people to understand. With Hind oil currently taking place, right? Let me just open the sheet as well. Yes, we do use this particular hot stock, sorry, this particular web page, which is called as Motilal Oswal, right? So just let me make sure I can put it fast. All right, we have been talking about this, and it's very important and crucial for everyone who is aware. Since the end of September, or since October, let us say October, since October, the prices have been correcting drastically, right? Just on the Nifty, there has been a correction of almost 11.5 to 12%. That is insane. Why there was such a strong correction? The correction was because of the outflow of capital of the FIIs from the Indian economy into other economies such as China and United States of America. So all the way, this particular data is able to showcase values from 28th of October, correct? So almost a month back, the numbers can be clearly seen in terms of, first and foremost, the red. Red indicates that the overall, the cumulative amount of funds or capital that has been taken out from the Indian economy has been at a depreciating value, correct? It has been in a negative value with the onset of this week, mostly because of the positive impact that the BJP led coalition, who has won the assembly elections in Maharashtra, along with optimism in the markets, right? So, based on the two factors, we have seen, yes, now the FIIs are again interested in attending and putting the capitals back into the Indian economy, because the FIIs are focused on making money, correct? Profits based on short term to medium term. Nonetheless, based on 25th of November, with the amount almost cumulatively totaling to 9,947.6 crores, correct? So these values are in crores. We have been seeing that there is a change of 1.32, right? And based on the bar, with all the onset, with all the values of bearishness, right? With the entire bearish sentiment that has been taking place since the last 1 month, it is this Monday, which is the 25th, this week's Monday, being the 25th, where there has been a very strong influx. So on 26th, being a Tuesday, we still had, optimism of, yes, they have reduced the flow, but it is still inflowing, correct? There is no outflow, there is only inflow, with a change of amount of 1157. 27 being yesterday is slightly green, still indicating that we are still net positive when it comes to the FIIs and the DIIs, correct? So now 25th has been itself a very big catalyst when it has come, which has showcased strength of influx in the Indian economy, and with such optimism, that has a trickling effect on the other banking sectors, the other parties such as DI, the domestic investment institutions as well, because with that optimism coming into play, there is an optimism from the from the retail traders, from the investors as well, who also believe now that the FIs have returned into the markets, we should be seeing an appreciation of prices to be continuing as well. And that is the reason. If the index such as Nifty and Sensex, currently it is correcting, but since the prices which were correcting at a rapid pace because of the optimism in the markets, we can expect the prices on the individual Indian shares as well to uprise, correct? So with Hindustan Oil Limited being in a very strong correction all the way from August, right? Now everyone is aware that there is a lot of geopolitical uncertainty that is going on. With a lot of geopolitical uncertainty, the energy and oil sector is always the first one to take a hit, right? And it has taken a massive hit, even with the major correction taking place in the oil sector in the international oil markets. The Indian oil sector has also taken a setback, and since Hindustan Oil Exploration is a prominent company which comes into the oil and gas sector, it has been following a similar pace based on the international markets as well. But with the correction coming into play and with the onset of optimism from the from the day of Monday, that is the 25th of November, there is optimism, correct, in the markets, and we will keep an eye on this and we will let you know about the details on this as well. Our major focus has been mostly towards Poonawala, because Poonawala is where we would be focusing more on how the prices are reacting, and are the prices able to achieve our target of 5% by today itself, if it is possible to make such a strong return. Remember, guys and girls, men and beautiful women, we have been already sitting at 22%, right? Let me just cross check the values and let me show it to you as well. Since today morning, being the 28th of November, we are already sitting at a 13 and 9. So the total comes to 22%, right? 22% profitability since today morning, as since today morning only. And for the entire month, we have been sitting at 91. Let me just make sure to remove the line so that people are not getting confused. When I'm talking so much, it is very important to make sure that you are keeping your fluids on track, because with a lot of talking, and especially with a lot of season changes that are taking place across the globe, the chances for getting affected by viral are also increasing. So make sure to keep your fluids on track and keep drinking as much of warm and hot fluids as well, correct? So let me remove all the lines, and because I do not want to create any kind of confusion, so let me make sure that everyone is able to understand, right? So we have done phenomenal, correct? When it comes to the stock market, dolphin markets has already been established internationally, correct? We have our offices in Australia, we have it in Hong Kong, we have it in United Kingdom. We are established in the international markets. We are entering into the Indian markets, right? Since the last couple of months, we have been diligently and consistently providing you with our live streaming sessions to showcase and create an awareness amongst the Indian community that yes, Dolphin Markets has arrived and Harsh has arrived, right? So since such high value content is being provided, make the best use out of it. And since it's going to be of limited time, because after this we would be shifting to the private sessions, make sure to get onboarded onto Dolphin Markets. All right. In terms of news, let us quickly have a look. Since the markets are still running, we still have around how many minutes? 23 minutes, correct? So 23 minutes for the stock market to close. I still want to be clear in terms of, whether Poonawalla would be able to hit our target. But let us quickly just have a look in terms of the latest news, right? So a quick look because it is important as well. Yes, the day has started good for Nifty, but currently there is a strong bearish correction that is taking place, right? So the stock market basically is tumbling to around 1250 points. Nifty is again back to around 24,000. Auto IT stocks top drag. So the auto and the IT as of today, right? Monday and Tuesday were good days for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were good days for the IT sector. But today the IT sector is taking a hit as well. So the Indian equity indices, Sensex and Nifty had dropped sharply on Thursday, falling over 1% due to sell off in the IT stocks. Could this be a propaganda based on Trump's administration in the USA? It could be a possibility, correct? Concerns over the US elect Donald Trump's policy stance and uncertainty regarding the US rate cut trajectory dampened market sentiment. Since I have already been explaining to you that the IT sector is hugely dependent on the American economy. So with Mr. Trump getting into power and becoming the president of the United States of America, and with him having instilling hardcore anti-immigrant policies, so and especially with even the rate cut dampening, these are the factors that are currently creating chaos in the IT sector. We will look at the IT index as well to keep an eye on it, correct? So let us get back to the charts. Let me see what else I can tell you more about, right? Because the main purpose of these live streaming sessions, especially the ones that are running when the stock market is running, correct? The stock market is open from 3 to 9:30 or 9:15 to 3:30. So with around 20 minutes more for the markets to run, we will just keep an eye and see what advancements are coming in terms of profitability. We want to showcase you that yes, we can provide you with trading opportunities in terms of hot stock recommendations, but we also want to provide you with profit booking opportunities. Yes, we do provide you well in advance because we understand that everyone has, certain priorities and certain responsibilities in life, and not everyone can be attending and staring at the screens for the entire day, right? So we do advise our community members to place the targets well in advance so that you do not miss it unwantedly, right? Either you can sit in front of the charts and stare at the charts, and the moment the prices are coming closer to target, you can take the call to close it, or you can place a take profit target well before, well planned, well in advance, correct? With Mr. Poonawala, correct? With Poonawala coming near to the 5% target area, we did hope that the prices could, appreciate just by around 0.3%, and we will be achieving the 5% profitability for this particular target, hopefully increasing our profitability from 22 percentage to 27 percentage. But 22 percentage booked profit is also not bad, right? How many of you are able to make such kind of profits on a regular basis? If any one of you have been able to make those kind of returns on a consistent basis, do let me know in the comment box. Let me go first for today's hot stock recommendations in terms of what are how we analyze the market, why the trade has been provided. Since we do have around 15 minutes to talk more about, I would be wanting to focus more on the technical aspects, right? I, being more of a technical trader, will emphasize more on technical analysis, and my colleague Mr. Aditya was good into fundamentals, providing you more information regarding the cash flows and balance sheets and assets and liability. He would be talking more on the basis of number crunching methodologies and providing you with more valuable information. I, on the other hand, being the creative person, will be showcasing you more on technical analysis, right? So let us just quickly have a look in terms of GGBL, why this particular stock is on our radar, and how we can provide you with more detailed analysis, correct? And please, for everyone who's on Poonawala, I will be looking at the charts and would be updating you in terms of the target. But if you are having a look at it as well, since I will be talking to you more about the technical analysis of GGBL, if for some reason prices are coming to a target, you can very well let me know in the comment box. All right. So let us start with the technical analysis of of GGBL. So as I had mentioned, this particular company is into the manufacturing of electrical and solar equipments, correct? So the prices have been correcting with the prices having a downtrend or a bearish sentiment till the last week of October. This month of November has been more of a bullish sentiment where the prices, let me just change the color, where the prices have shifted by creating, let me just type it out for you quickly. So the prices were creating lower highs and lower lows, and now with the onset of prices coming and taking out the last pivot, right? The prices have come and have been able to take out this particular pivot point, which was nothing but a lower high, and has now created a fresh higher high, right? Very important to understand. Now that the flow of trend or sentiment has shifted from bearish to bullish, right? It is very clear visually. Remember, the best part or the highlight of technical analysis is that it is right in front of your eyes. You are not just basing actions on numbers, right? That is also important as well. But if you are able to visualize it and see it for yourself in real time, based on structure. So we as technical analysts are hugely dependent when it comes to swing and trend. We have a saying in technical analysis, and the saying goes as this: the trend is your friend till the bend at the end. Correct? Let me repeat it again once again. The trend is your friend till the bend at the end, right? So it's so interesting to hear. We follow with the trend. Wherever the trend continues, we want to be a part of the trend. At some point in time, you will have a structure or a concept which we have discussed a lot in our third live streaming sessions when we are talking more about education, and that is mainly about breakouts, correct? So when such a breakout takes place, the prices showcase that previously the prices were interested in creating a downtrend movement by creating lower highs and lower lows. With the onset and confirmation of the first higher high, the swing that was bearish in nature has been taken out and has been converted into bullish sentiment. Correct? So, with this particular structure in mind, we are already analyzing that yes, now we can start to look for long trades. So, the first reason on the daily time frame has been because of shift of sentiment, right? Let me just write it down for you. So, on the daily chart, there has been a shift in sentiment, right? Let me just type it out for you. There has been a shift in sentiment from bearish to bullish. Let me wrap the text 1 second. All right, perfect. So on the daily chart, we can see that there has been a sentiment shift from bearishness to bullishness, correct? With this particular concept clear, let us go to the next time frame, which would be the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, as you can see, since the prices were creating lower highs and lower lows, now the prices have shifted to the upside, creating the first higher high. Now the prices that we have tried to enter are somewhere over here. So let me first mark it with the polyline, because remember we are trying to connect the time frames based on we basically call it as multiple time frame analysis. So based on that particular concept, we understand and we are trying to get more information and more conviction in terms of how the prices are expected to move. On the 4 hour, the prices have been creating a structure which for people who are aware would be clear in terms of it's more or less of a consolidation, correct? With the prices consolidating and with the last pivot being taken out, with the swing being in control, that is the bullish swing being in control, we can already start to see that the prices are plus or minus around this area of interest, and this pattern is nothing but called as a consolidation pattern. So even during the education streaming sessions, when we carry out our third live streaming session, it is very important to be a part of those sessions as well, because that is where we focus on explaining you more about structures. This structure is called as a reversal pattern, where prices which were at that particular time having a bearish sentiment had started to consolidate, and you can see that the prices are starting to create some kind of bullish sentiment. So the trend has reversed from bearishness to bullishness, which is basically called as a reversal pattern. Prices were bearish, then prices started to consolidate, and now prices are showcasing more of a bullish sentiment. And let's go to the 1 hour. But before we go to the 1 hour, let me check on the MACD. The prices in terms of the structure on the histogram has converted from bearish sentiment to bullish sentiment, correct? The green color histogram bar depicts, plus the moving averages are above the zero line, correct? The zero guideline, which is basically into bullish territory. So this is giving conviction in terms of prices continuing from the current direction. It has been mentioned in terms of 1 hour. Let us quickly go to the 1 hour and see, before we will again look at Poonawalla. The prices of Poonawalla are still sitting over there. Our 5% target, which is at 378, 383, is still slightly away. Since we were able to enter on we were able to get the best entry at 350, 360, correct? Since we were able to get our best entry around 360, our 5% profitability is going to be around the 360, sorry, 378 area. So the prices are currently at 374. So still another 4 points more before we can attain the 5% profitability, right? So coming back to GGBL, all right? Ganesh Green Bharat Limited. So this particular stock, based on the 1 hour, we can see that our 5% profitability is right below the area of resistance, correct? The area of resistance being around the 450. So with this in mind, we are clear that even for prices to return to the area of resistance around 450, we still have room for prices to go and hit our take profit area. So I hope everyone is able to be more clear when it comes to the structure. Let me just go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, like we were talking about in terms of histogram of the MA series, the histogram is in the bearish territory, plus the moving averages are above the histogram, indicating bullish sentiment. So we have got confluence on the 1 hour, we have got confluence on the 4 hour. In terms of the moving averages as well, the prices on the 1 hour are well above the moving average. Whenever prices are above the moving average, that indicates bullish sentiment, correct? So I hope everyone is being able to understand, and I hope everyone has been taking trades. Yes, I can be doing a lot of talking, but if you are not taking trades, you will not be making money. So my sincere request is for you to attend the live streaming sessions, but as well as take the opportunities that we are providing you. Take initiative, take action, so that you can make good amount of profits, correct? So let us conclude today's second live streaming session. But before that, let me give you a quick summary. We had looked at all the charts since the markets are running, and the markets have around 7 minutes before they will be done for today. And like my colleague had mentioned, there will be a lot of expiry dates coming for the options trading. For people who are into options trading, just a heads up, with today's expiry being and since it's the end of the month as well, so be cautious about those factors as well. We were talking about how the various trades that we have been providing to you have been working phenomenally well, right? With Hind oil almost back to our levels of entry, and not just at our levels of entry, but giving us with decent running profitability. We looked at RBL Bank, where yes, the prices have been sitting sideways with today's market conditions. Please bear in mind, we had discussed it is the auto and the IT sector which are taking a big hit as of now, correct? With Mr. Trump and his stringent anti-immigration policies, the IT sector has been taking a toll. With the IT sector being, being impacted, the auto sector is also being impacted, and that is the reason we had focused and we were telling that there is a correction that is taking place on the Nifty as well. Now, from a sentimental perspective, based on articles, those were the reasons. But from a technical aspect, the prices had entered into a strong area of resistance, right? So let me just write it down. 1 second. Strong area of resistance, which is around the area of 24,400, right? Based on technical analysis, this has been the reason for prices to reverse or resistance. Sorry for the spelling mistake. All right. So the prices have come back to an area of resistance around the 24,000 level, and that is one of the reasons why we are seeing a correction in the prices, right? With them having a a bearish sentiment. We looked at the individual stocks in terms of making sure that the trades that have been provided are currently, being updated, so that you do not have to worry in terms of whether the trade is coming closer to target, and we can provide you with booking opportunities, right? Booking profit opportunities. Hind oil is running towards our target in terms of entry that was provided to you on 26th. That is 2 days before on Tuesday, correct? Yes. Then we had looked on RBL, where the RBL stock is going sideways. With the entry provided at entry 2, we have achieved the 5% profitability. We do have entry number 1 around the 200 and 205 level, and the orange dotted line is the area where we would be expecting prices to retrace back to before they continue, before any update can be made. Because the orange line is around the area of resistance, we will inform you in terms of what decision has to be taken. But for people who have taken entry number 2, good job, right? Commendable, because you have made 5% profitability on that particular hot stock. In terms of Evantel, this trade is flying, correct? Yes, there had been a strong correction. People were nervous. People were skeptical when we were talking about this particular trade. But with the entry 1 provided to you around 24th of October, remember people, if you have entry 1, you should not be closing entry 2, because you want prices to come back to the average price for you to make better decisions. But for people who have taken just an entry based on entry number 2, commendable, you have made your 5%. And not just entry 2, even entry 3, the average price is way above and has been, currently the price, which is at 157, has done what it had to do, and we are sitting at a good profitability. Even for people who are taking trades on entry number 1, entry number 2, and entry number 3 are sitting at a net positive. Punawala is still right around the area with 2.5 minutes to go. We still want prices to appreciate by around 1.4%, right? So prices are at 373. We want prices to appreciate by 5 points, right? With 5 points appreciation, we could be hitting the 5% target. So I'm not sure whether it will happen today, but if it does happen tomorrow, I will let you know. IP rings has taken a hit. Rings being basically in the auto sector. We had mentioned about the auto sector taking a setback because of Mr. Trump and his policies. So, with the IT sector being impacted, with the auto and IT sector being impacted, the current hot stock provided on IP rings is taking a setback as well. NFL was the trade that was provided that had done phenomenally well. We were able to achieve almost, more than 12% on national fertilizers, right? And prices have returned back to an area of resistance. Arctply, with today's hot stock recommendation, is still yet to be entered, because the prices have just shot out, and we are still keeping an eye, and we will update you on this as well. Gildave Plastics has done phenomenally well with almost a 10 to 14% appreciation of price, right? How phenomenal. Let me just check the value of Gildave Plastic. Yes, it has given us a 13% appreciation. It's got more than 13%, right? But that is the power that even in a correcting market, we are able to capitalize, right? And last but not the least, we had talked about GGBL, where we had given you a clear and detailed technical overview right from the daily to the 1 hour in terms of what are the key areas of resistance, support, what is the MACD showcasing, how are the swings converting from higher high, lower lows, lower highs to a higher high, right? So the trend is being shifting, and we looked at all the required time frames. So I hope it was a wonderful session. Please make sure to arrive for the third session, where we will be talking more about education, correct? So we would be shifting our focus from the England stock market, or from hot stock recommendations to education. We would be talking about the England stock market. We would be also talking about the forex, gold, and CFD markets, but based on technical analysis. So make sure you arrive for the third live streaming session as well. I hope it was a very informative and valuable live streaming session for you all, and I hope I will see you in the third live streaming session again. So have a great afternoon, and I will catch you later. Until then, namaste and take care. Bye bye.